I want to resolve the front end now and look at how we connect this front bumper to the wheel arch. So I'll just isolate the surfaces that I want to work on. And I'm not exactly sure what I want yet, so I'll just start sketching with the skin tool. So I'll see how this main bumper section relates to the wheel arch. And I've got modify range on, so I can adjust that. But what I really want is to keep this strong horizontal line here. And at the moment I'm just guessing, I can't get it accurate. So what I can do is create some reference. So I'll just use a line and I'll curve snap it to there, and then go horizontally across to the wheel arch. And I'll do the same here, far enough to cross the surface. And then I'll do another one where the wheel arch ends and go across to the bumper. And once I've got those, I can project in the view direction. So I'll just do that one onto there, and then I'll take the wheel arch and project both of those too. And I could keep these curves, but they're easy enough to reproduce, so I'm going to delete them. And now I've just got some curves on surface as reference. So now when I use the skin tool and I modify the range, you can see that I've got these pink crosses where I can snap to the curves on surface. So let's see if that's given me what I wanted. Well, I've got a pretty strong horizontal line here, but up at the top it's curved. So skin is great for lots of situations, but here I'll need to take another approach. So instead I'll build a curve that will be horizontal from the top of the bumper across to the wheel arch. And I'll give it some shape later on. And then I'm going to use the rail surface with two rails. And if I go from this generation down this rail and this one, then you can see that by default it goes the full length of the rails. But we have an option here called curve segments, and that gives me a handle that I can just pick and drag and adjust how far it goes. And I don't get a pink cross, but I can curve snap to get it exactly there. So let's see if that's given us what we want. And that's now much more horizontal because it's being controlled by that curve. So I should be able to do the same here and go from this generation along that rail and that one. And again, take the curve segment and curve snap it to there. So again, that's given me a nice flat result. Now if I want to finish off down here, I've only got one rail. So I'll do a next and switch back to the monorail. And pick that edge and go along here. And again, it's taken the full edge to start with. So I can take the generation curve start point and bring that down and just curve snap it to here. And now that I've got that lined up with the rail edge, I can make it curvature. And if I shade that up, that's looking nice and smooth across there. So then I want to work out how to get this wheel arch to blend into the lower part. So I'll just create a curve and curve snap it there on the end. And make it vertical, and then just rotate it to create an angle. And I can use the monorail again. And I don't need the curve segments, so I'll try not to click on them. And I also don't need curvature there, so I'll put that back to position. And that's what I want. And then if I do the next one and take this edge along this one, then this time I will use the curve segments because I want to leave a bit of space for the blend across here. And I don't know how much yet, but that'll do to get me started. So then I can finish off with the freeform blend. And it's set up for curvature. So I'll go from there to there. And I'll need edge align on both sides. And that creates the blend. So if I shade that up, we can see what's going on. Now to visualize that more easily, what I can do is take that surface and then project in the X direction, this edge here. And then if I trim that off, it makes it easier for me to see what's going on. And so I've got construction history, so I can take that curve and rotate it, and all the surfaces will update. And I can also go back into construction history on this rail and modify the curve segments and make that much softer or sharper. So I've got a lot of flexibility to design the blend. And so what I've now got is a set of surfaces for the front end that are controlled by this curve. So I could make it more concave, or bring it further out to the front. Or if I wanted the whole bumper to be smooth, I could align the curve and use continuity to create a continuous shape. And then finally, if you did need to make this join accurate, so get rid of this small gap here for prototyping maybe, then you'd need to untrim this one and get rid of the old curve on surface. And then extend the blend surface, which will lose the construction history. And then intersect this one with this one and trim them both back. So that fixes the gap, but you have lost history on the blend. So I'd probably only do that in the later stages. And then when you finish with the curves on surface, you can pick and delete them. So you've then got a sketch design for the front bumper.